나오는
Come
소재가
tell me of them,
필요하냐고.
won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
이상하긴 해. 구원의 집에 대한 나쁜 소문을 조사한다. 안 아프게 빨리 끝내는 방법도 있는데.
I spend my days in quiet reflection.
An unsettled mind.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most
지하
critical
병실에서
patients convalesce
수녀장님이
under the
돌보고 있대.
abbess's care.
딱 봐도 뭔가
None of the other
이상한
sisters have
걸?
permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
An unsettled mind begets an...
너 큰일 났어 이제. 너 인체 개조당한대.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing.
네, 저기 그거 아십니까? 저기 부모님이
Of course, all the better should your search
돌이킬
come
수
to
없는
naught.
강을 건넜다는
But
사실을.
if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, so I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need.
Aught about this reeks of a plot. Let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
증거를 어디서 모아요? 병원 지하실을 조사해. 혐의를 찾아본다. 지하실은 어디로 가는데? 옆에 저 지하실 이거 그대로 쓰고 있는 건가?
How might we enter the basement sick room?
I like that.
근데 여긴 내가 한 바퀴 다 돌아서 뭐 없지 않나? 그 할아버지 여기 와 있나? 경험치가 왜 오르지? 아, 여기 계신다.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, I believe I finally grasp the true nature of this place. 'Twas a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign of some generations past. In a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants, this sovereign attempted to consign our kingdom's histories to oblivion. Alas, 'twould seem that, no matter the age, the avarice of those in power is all but guaranteed. Yet 'tis clear it serves them not, almost laughably so. The sovereign's line ultimately fell to ruin, and now this library, so laboriously sealed, has been discovered. What can we learn from this? Those who make light of history are doomed to be crushed under its heel.
These writings could be of import.
Shall we take a closer look?
얘는 이 안으로 안 들어오네. 교회 안쪽으로 가봅시다. 이거
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an
여기서 점프해서
overconfident
매달릴
step
수 있나?
sunk my boats.
You too? Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
저리 비켜. 이것도 내 거야.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
쓰레기라고? 아니 먼저 죽는 사람이 임자지. 그럼 더 빨리 죽든가. 파는 쓰레기. 여기 한 번 와봤었나 본데? 상자가 까져있네. 어디서 소리가 나요? 귀신인가 봐. 이거 어디로 들어가야 되지? 이게 캐릭터를 크게 해놓으니까 문제가 이런 실내에 들어왔을 때 화면이 좀 불편해. 일로 가야 되는 것 같은데 어떻게 들어가지? 빨리 형변하자고? 왜 나는 그래도
This
이거
is
마음에
for you,
들어.
Master. I thought it might come in useful.
뭘 주는 거야?
I've a knack for combining materials that I hope you'll find useful. I know
비밀문
not why,
스러운 건
but
없는데.
the words basement sick room
어서 오세요.
set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
I concur.
일단 쪽에 뭐 아이템 뭐 체크되는 게 보이는데. 주변에서 좀 어울려지긴 했다고. 아 직업 변경. 아니 여기 문을 열어야 되는데 문이 안 열려. 문 열어! 문 열으라고. 문을 여는 방법이 있나? 최하실을 조사해 혐의에 대한 증거를 찾는다. 이렇게밖에 안 나오는데. 저 문으로 들어가야 되는 것 같은데. 다시 말을 걸고 와볼까?
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of...
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Are you here by appointment, perchance?
얘 뭐야?
Got something for me? Yeah? What is...
I have noticed that the abbess goes out every night without fail.
아, 밤에 해야 되나 봐, 밤에. 시간대가 있었구만. 어디서 시간대 오지?
Gazing upon the sea makes me feel rather strange.
Rejoice, my darling, for your Albert is returned.
그 광장에 있던 애잖아.
Welcome home, dear.
I spend my days spinning yarns, only to come home to a wife for whose radiance I have no words. If there is a more fortunate fool in the city...
Oh, you bold-faced flatterer.
뭐임?
Listen up, you lot. Albert, king of beggars, has come to quench your thirsts. Aye, the ale's on me tonight, so drink up, my friends. Drink your fill. What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you.
Oh, well met, sir.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Pleasure doing bit.
One can never have too many materials. I'll harvest some now.
아, 이제 열리네.
Medicine? Medicine! Now! Now! Now!
말하는 거가 무슨 꼭 마약 같은데?
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone?
피. 바닥에 피가 잔뜩 있어.
We found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
진료 기록.
Not a bad idea.
태원 표시를 한 이들 중에 장 브루노의 이름이 있다. 딸기잼이라고? 치사하게 지하실에서 지들만 딸기잼 먹네. 사치스러워.
Mine is a life.
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like records of treatment. Johann and Bruno. I know these two. They left here not long ago, fit as a pair of fiddles. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. Mayhap that's what got them out safely. At any rate, they may know aught of use. Loath as I am to ask more of you, perhaps you would speak to them in my stead? You're back. Pray, what? You found
부모의 원수인지도 모르고.
used only in the basement sick room.
부모님이 왜 갑자기 달려들었다고.
I don't like the sound of that. Do you think... Could I trouble you to look into this? Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw before coming here.
레드클리프.
Radcliffe, his name was. Pray, sir, do what
역참마을.
you can. I must know.
역참
Methinks
마을이
we
어디야?
would do well to bring this medicine to Sir Radcliffe, the doctor over in the rest tower.
'Tis as you say.
여기에 장씨가 있어?
Lady Eleanor's a good
장이다.
person, a saint like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched over me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy. Filled post is only to be expected. Given the state of those assembled, I'm sure I was moaning too.
Elena. Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, you see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker.
둘이 말하는 게
sicker,
다르네.
till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. And once, I saw her.
묘한
the
남자랑
abbess,
만났다.
meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
'Tis no more or less than what one might have expected.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
맵 표시해주나? 해주네.
Don't think you're safe just because you're in the city. Monsters have got.
약에 대해서 잘 알고 있다는데. 큰 꾸러미가 뭘까? 시신이라도 빼돌리나?
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Here.
마을 NPC 공격한다고 하면 일단 마을 떠나서 얼마 후에 다시 오셨냐고요?
Aye, this is
무슨 소리야?
plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt.
파스즈 이름이 여기서 또 나오네. 아, 파즈스.
Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
I be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phasus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
How very peculiar.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the...
할명수 사실 저기 파견 나가갖고 이미 내용 다 알고 있는데 모르는 척하고 있는 거 아니야? 하나는 절로 가야 되는데 마차 타고서 넘어가려면은 어떻게 가야 되지? 그냥 바로 갈 방법이 없나?
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
미니맵에서 폰들 지금 바보 돼갖고 빙글빙글 돌고 있나고 막 진짜 속 터지네.
Ox carts make for relatively safe
우차가
travel.
바로 가는 게 없어요. 뭐 어디 건너서 다녀야 되려나 봐.
Though they travel only during the day.
This ox cart's bound for
I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
메르베가 여기거든. 메르베로 가면은 또 여기에서 이동할 곳이 있을까? 여기서 가주는 거? 아, 우차가 맵에 하나만 있는 게 아니고 여러 군데 있어요? 보자. 그러네, 이쪽 방향에도 하나 있네. 하마터면 빙글빙글 돌아갈 뻔. 우지차. 우차!
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't,
I don't tell of a beggar doing well for it. So where's he get his coin then?
일단 하던 것부터 하고 올까? 이것도 돈 주고서 쫓아다녀야 되는 것 같은데. 왕복이 거기밖에 없어. 이럴 수가.
Greeting. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to
둥근 달배기, 광역기, 방패 유인, 어그로 끌기. 싫어. 나한테 어그로 끌기 싫어. 공무의 방패. 그래. 이거 멋있더라. 그치만 내가 이걸 하기 싫어. 나는 올라타는 역할 하고 싶어. 일단 활명수 스킬 좀 배워주고. 게임에서 싫다고? 아니, 나도 멋있는 역할 하고 싶어. 고기방패 말고. 탱인데 어그로 받기 싫어. 스태미나 체력 최대치 늘어나는 건 좋은 보이네. 전사님 방패 끼시라고요. 아, 방패는 나약한 자들만 끼는 거 아님? 나약해서 끼고 있음. 네 개밖에 못 낀단 말이야. 길게 누른 후 손대기. 방패 깔기. 스킬 4개밖에 없는 게 너무 안타깝다. 도발 배우죠 뭐.
If there is aught I may assist, have you found any of the? We discussed perchance. Do come again.
no time.
Well then, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated.
한꺼번에 선택하기. 은근히 잡템 다 죽고 다녔네. 은근히 대놓고라고? 아니야, 은근히야. 이 정도면 은은하게 들고 다녔어. 이 정도 많이 든 것도 아니에요.
The foremost hospitality in all Vernworth.
아, 쓰는 거 꺼내다 팔아도 되지 않을까? 이런 방패 같은 거. 궁금하긴 한데 좀 하나밖에 없어서 쓰긴 좀 아까운걸?
Much obliged.
자주 휴식한다라고 생각하면은 집을 하나 사는 것도 괜찮을 것 같아. 여간비가 너무 비싸.
As your pack becomes heavier, so too does your step. Perchance you ought to let a few things go.
네, 집 2만 원에 판다 그랬어요. 여기서 짐 정리하고 가서 사면 될 듯? 어째서 알림을 보내지 않았지? 어째서 자꾸 날 차단하는 것이지? 해명하세요.
So before you check the price, just remember, misers my early deaths. Many thanks. I appreciate.
고기 좀 좋은 거 없나?
It
고기
takes
갖고
two to
싶어.
make a sale. And this seller has
컨디션
nothing
어제보단
to tempt
나아졌어요.
us with.
어제 나보다 강해졌다랄까?
I hope you can reclaim Ort from the fiends.
성장세가 무섭다랄까? 지금 거보다 좋은 무기가 없는데?
Of mind to know some.
강화를 한다면? 씹덕 같다고? 평균 강화, 위력 중시, 마공 강화 등등. 소재는 필요 없고 돈만 들어가네? 그럼 강화해야지. 그 다음에는 돈 그게 들어가는구나. 그러면 안 해야지. 돈만 들어갈 땐 하고 재료 들어갈 땐 하지 말고. 이러다 갑자기 개복치 마냥 급사한다고. 아 그래도 지금 많이 좋아지긴 했어요. 그전에는 막 기침이 아주 그냥 막
One taught them a lesson at
그랬다고.
least. Gather round, gather round. treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
I'd fain sell you this home, only don't ask me to lower the price any further. Much obliged, friend. Suppose I'd best be... I've my own home to get to.
뭐임?
I hope you'll be happy here, friend.
저기요, 화면을 이렇게 코딱지만큼 해주면 뭐 어떡하라고요? 난 아무 키도 안 눌렀는데. 나 아무것도 안 눌렀어.
There are worse things than
랜선 감기 걸렸다고? 어쩌라고? 코나 신나게 풀어. 코 찔찔이야. 말dom심이라고? 제 코 흘린대요. 너가 사람이냐고? 시청자와 싸우면 기합 넣는다고. 근데 나도 아직 코 흘려. 상처받았다고? 뭘 그 정도로 상처받아. 나 약하기는.
What I look forward to
원래도 못했지만
most
더
in my
못해졌다고?
journeys is swapping tales.
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
님들 정말 웃기네요. 여태까지 신나게 패다가 한 대 맞으면 막 그 아프다고 막 대굴대굴 구르는데 참 그렇네요.
I don't tell half as many lies as my parents. Now, where was I bound again?
You!
This ladder can take us to new heights.
방패를 바꿔야 되는데 방패가 너무 등치에 비해서 너무 조그마해. 우리는 패도 딜이 안 먹힌다고? 무슨 소리야. 내가 밤마다 백인이 막 물어뜯으면서 막 억울해한다니까. 소형 방패는 패링에 좋다고? 그거는 닥스오 기준 아니야? 이것도 그래?
Pray, leave me be, sir.
이건 어디 가는 거예요?
This ox cart's bound. I'll need
아,
to see some
약천말.
coin before I let you on.
올해 고티? 아직 게임 다 나오지도 않았는데 올해 고티가 어딨어.
How might I be of assistance?
더 패지 못한 게 억울해서 운다고. 왜 기사 저를 폭력적인 사람으로 몰고 가나요? 저 억울합니다.
Putting that aside,
I grant you roaring flame.
또 습격이야. 오!
That's enough.
어딨어? 뭐 보이지도 않는구만. 끝났잖아. 언제 이렇게 여기까지 온 거야? 킹가시티는 암만 해도 고티가 될 수 없어요.
I'll wager I could make that shot.
다 왔다.
I look forward to seeing your marksmanship.
싱킹시티? 당연한 얘기를 하고
There are
있어.
useful
걔는
ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
No harm in picking a few.
걔는 올해의 똥게임 후보지. 킹가시티 견제하냐고? 재밌게 하기 뭘 재밌게 해요. 엔딩만 좋다고 엔딩만. 엔딩 제외하고 다 똥이야 똥. 위쳐 3이랑 오디세이 중에 뭐가 낫냐고요? 아무래도 위쳐가 좀 더 낫긴 하지. 어크는 사실 좀 너무 양산형이라 뻔한 맛이잖아. 비어도 다시 한번 투는 해야 된다고? 그래야 돼? 나도 유튜브 에디션으로 마음 편하게 볼래.
Somehow my feet always carry me.
Say, you wouldn't have stolen from me while I was delivering it, and if Master Everard
시야에
should find
보석.
out, he'd wring my neck. There's no exaggeration. He said people killed before, more than a few.
우리가 너 하는 거 보고 비웃으면서 대리만족을 느껴낸다고? 나도 그러면 안 돼?
I'd intended to sell off the Jadeite orb and quit this place for good. Working under a man such as him, I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me out.
망토가 방패를 관통하는 것 같으면 기분 탓이냐고요? 네.
Unless you were to find it for me, would you, sir? Oh, pray do a poor man a kindness.
아 싫어. 나도 재미 볼래.
Orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry. The Jadeite orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry.
A good day to you.
얼굴이 보통이 아닌데?
Have you heard the rumors? The residents of a small village to the north are said to have There was no warning, no apparent cause, but one morning they were all discovered dead. Of course, such rumors are best taken with a grain of salt. Some...
What do ye want?
Reckon your road's been a lot. Trade towns can make you right sick of crowds, but here, at least.
Gold's made to be pleasure doing business with.
여기는 저런 머리 스타일이 유행인가? 저런 머리 한 애가 꽤 있어 보이네.
What is true peace?
Not at the expense of my duty.
I find myself hard pressed. 'Tisn't my way to gossip with the citizenry.
나도 그 소리 하려고 했다고.
Greetings, sir. We see a great many customers given our location. The Sword and Staff is open for...
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Welcome, sir. After all, 'tis folly to linger on a single vocab.
직업이 몇 개나 있을까?
When there are so many exciting. In my line of business, patience is always a pleasure.
I'm bloody starving. I'm in no hurry to leave.
My sword arm could use some work. Suppose I'd best get to work.
열 개요? 꽤 많네. 아, 유니콘 할 거라니까. 이거 끝나면 할 거야. 유니콘은 엔딩 보려고 하면은 금방 볼걸요? 저기 전투 스킵하고 하면은 금방 끝날 것 같아. 가스통은 지금 해도 못 봐. 이미 미국 갔잖아. 4월에는 뭐 특별히 할 거는 없어 보이던데. 5월에는 뭐가 있나? 짱구요. 짱구 그거 너무 애들용이라서 너무 밍밍해. 고티 GTA 나오면 그냥 무조건 확정 아님? 그럼 넌 말 한마 시티로 싫어.
Well, hello there, sir. What can I do you for? Not that I really need to ask. Oh, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the...
오. 비싸.
border where quarrels occur. Do you come again?
Greetings. You are the
법사였는데 그 패시브 스킬 좀 다른 거 배우려고 바꿨어요.
Tell me, in your comings and goings, did you happen to encounter a man by the name of
오풀배?
Offulv? He seems to have vanished while in possession of a treasure
아,
known as the Jadeite.
보석 잊어버린 애가 나한테 퀘스트 줬었는데 걔를 찾고 있네.
Scouring the city for him as we speak.
이 말한 애들 왜 이렇게 다 비꼬는 거냐고. 삶이 팍팍해서
And if I may be candid,
그래서
our
바른 말이
primary
나오지 않는
concern is
거니까.
not the merchant, but 'tis an item of precious importance to myself and my partners, you see. I must see it reclaimed, post haste. And in my hour of need, who should wander by but the good of
보석을 얘한테 줄지
What say you,
그
sir?
먹튀아래한테
Would you be so
줄지
kind as to
고르는
seek
건가
out
보네.
the Jadeite orb on my behalf? You will be rewarded handsomely for your service. Of that I can assure you.
It seems this jadeite orb is in high demand.
저렇게 인기 많은 보석이면 내가 가지는 게 맞지 않을까? 공평하게.
The decision is yours, Arisen. I trust in your judgment.
Off with you.
아니 서로 가지겠다고 싸우는 거면 차라리 내가 가져서 분쟁을 없애는 게 좋지 않을까? 솔로몬인 줄. 솔로몬이 언제 양쪽 다 죽이라고 했냐고.
Looking to gain entry to Myrddin's Manor, are you? Good luck. First, he'll sweep you a look from head to toe. Then he'll ask that how you present yourself when visiting someone, and that Ponce. You'd think he'd know not to expect noble manners from
예복
us
입으면
common folk.
들어가지나 보네.
Oi, you there! You've just arrived in town, haven't you?
보석을 넘기면 나중에 더 좋은 물건 퀘스트를 주지
I
않겠냐고.
don't mean to pry, only it's my grandson, a boy by the name of Rog. He's gone missing. Pray tell, have you seen the lad?
가짜를 줄 수 있는 방법은 없을까?
Morris, I've just found out Roger's been abducted by beasts.
What? No! How can that be?
I've just heard news. Rog was seen being dragged off by wolves.
뭐지? 이 동네는 늑대들이 사람도 그냥 이렇게 가시죠 이렇게 하면서 데려가나요?
Oh, my poor boy. We must go rescue him at once.
어서 오세요. 아니요 지금 많이 나아지긴 했는데 그렇게 좋진 않아요.
Think what you're saying, friend. We can't go charging off.
늑대가 물어갔다는 얘기겠지? 물어갔으면 이미 긁는 거 아니야?
Do you truly expect me to do naught but twiddle my thumbs when my only grandson's been taken from me? The soldiers won't do aught for him, will they now? Concern it all. He's right. But what else am I to do? If I do not hasten to the poor lad's aid, who will? Do you truly mean that, sir? You will save my grandson. If you return him to me, I will be forever in your debt, stranger.
Who might have the answers we need? Shall we ask around?
어디로 잡혀갔는지 뭐 그런 얘기 들어야 된다고?
Aye, I met Roger by the cenotaph.
동쪽에
On the
있는
eastlands, he
위령비
had what
근처.
looked like a bundle of grass with him. Only he was carrying it as though 'twere of the greatest import. When I asked what he was doing with it, he would say no more than 'twas a secret. So I told him to get home safe, and we parted ways. Yet no sooner had I turned my back than I heard him scream. I charged to his aid, but a wolf was already scarpering with him.
이 정도
in its
시간이면
jaws.
이미 긁르지 않았어?
Poor lad. His cries haunt me even now. Pray help him if you can, sir. He deserves a better fate than...
It's this way.
목격담을 들었는데 퀘스트 위치는 갱신은 안 됐어. 다른 애가 또 다른 말을 해주나? 조금만 더 말 걸어볼까?
You'll never believe this, but the other day, normally you put an mayhap my eyes.
Shame there aren't as many folks spinning tall. I rather enjoyed here. It is said to descend in time. Sounds like the last.
The flowers that bloom around here glow. From what I can glean, isn't that unusual?
아, 저 무슨 빛나는 꽃을 채집을 했나 본데? 그냥 가도
Have you
되겠지?
come from Vernworth? How I think the ancient battleground to the north is overrun with hordes of
엔딩 말도 안 되지.
In times past, 'twas safe enough a night when the monsters sleep. But since a few days past, skeletons and phantoms have made this their nightly battleground. It could be that aught's befallen
위령탑이
the cenotaph.
무너졌을지도 몰라.
I'd heard the spirits had calmed somewhat since 'twas erected. Say,
오늘 주요 포인트 1시 전에 잔다 선언 지킨다 못 지킨다. 중간에도 전투 중에도 끄고 나가버릴 거야. 이약 물고 나간다.
Have you? There was no warning, no apparent. Of course, such rumors are.
Aye, he had what looked like a bundle. He would say no more. Yet no sooner had I charged to his aid. Poor lad. Pray help him if you can.
What am I supposed to do about it?
I'm in no mood for talk.
My, you are.
Bugger off.
I've got wares of every ilk.
이게 뭘 웃겨요.
To see you again.
저기 범위 바깥에서 말 걸으면은
Poor Rog. And he's delivered me my remedies many. I still recall his smile. Oh, Rog. Well,
아, 이 정도면 다 되나 보다. 뭐야, NPC 하나 바깥에 있잖아. 범위 바깥에.
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet
하지만
of
이
foot.
정도면 진작에 물려 죽었을 것 같은데. 네, 저기 노란 원 바깥에 있었어.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
어,
I am
얘는 무기가
attentive
희한한
and
거
loyal,
갖고 있네.
and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize.
쟤 뭐였지? 소설어였나?
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in
늑대한테 끌려갔는데 이 정도 시간이면 죽고도 남았지. 늑대들이 요리를 해먹는 것도 아니고.
Use these flames to smite our enemies.
아 뭐야, 라곤 없으면서 쳐다는 보고 있네. 아!
You safeguard the Arisen, and I'll handle the remainder.
All creatures who know death cling to life.
잠들었어.
Tis a wonder any foe challenges us with the Arisen in our midst.
The Arisen has been put to sleep.
완전 꿀잠. 이렇게 흔들어서 깨우는 거 봐.
How do you like that?
Ensure your next attack is no less perfect.
피곤하면 좀 잘 수도 있지. 이 꽃인가 본데?
That battle took more out of me than I would have liked.
What fails to destroy
Go,
us
go.
only enhances our chances against future adversaries.
오. 해치워. 인챈트 됐다고 아치랑이 피냐고. 어 맞아, 아까 전에 나 높은 데서 점프했더니 폰이 공중님 안기로 받아주더라고. 또 했는데 안 받아주더라 그 다음엔.
I can't wait to find out what's inside.
I'll go and open the chest.
도착했는데. 도착했는데 표시가 없어졌어. 여기에서 납치됐다고 하긴 했는데.
They are endearing creatures compared to the monsters we oft face.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
저기 있다 늑대.
Then I shall remain by
얘들아
your
빨리
side.
와, 나 혼자 무서워.
I can do no less than service to the Arisen.
I like that. Arisen, have you been harmed?
아 스태미나. 이쪽 길 따라가면 되려나?
Watch your footing, master. Losing your balance on an incline this sharp could be perilous.
야옹이 레벨업. 뭐지 저건? 저 뭐야? 오. 요 기어 올라가는 것도 있었는데 어떻게 올라가지? 어 뭐야 나도 기어 올라갈래. 아, 기어 올라가는 게 뭐지?
This brute has quite the temper. Might we not use their brains to our advantage? It is easily done. Still in one piece?
고발 한번 해볼까? 어휴 뭐야 방금.
I grant you roaring flames.
I'll save you.
If you would, you must spare no effort to get rid of foe.
이 기어 올라가는 게 있는데 시프는 기어 올라가던데. 야 시프 쥐어 터지는 거 봐.
Our foe appears to have grown seriously.
Recklessness has
뭐야 나도 매달릴래. 어떻게 매달리는 거야?
They ought to have conserved their strength.
Strike fast,
아 매달려.
and that quarry shall fall.
머리 찌르니까 넘어졌어.
Tis the simplest strategy that our foe knows. Knock its feet out from under it. Strike here and it comes.
Might not dare attempt such a feat alone, but together I
그래 네 머리 찌르니까 좀 활약하는데? 아 저기 진짜. 악귀. 랜턴이 어디가?
I shall take this opportunity to observe our surroundings.
랜턴이 있었는데요. 그래서 걔는 어디까지 납치당한 거야? 이거 잡으면 나올 줄 알았는데. 큰일 났네. 야, 랜선이 없어. 깜깜해서 안 보여.
Do you mean to leave us here?